you guys both were talking about the whole, about how humanity as a whole is reaching an awakening. And I just want to know what you guys think the end result of that awakening will be. What does that look like to you?
Man. Well, if you go by like,
You're welcome.
if you go by like,
like prophecies and shit, bro. Like,
wow,
what?
we're gonna look back at this.
Oh, it's
Somebody's
good.
gonna
It's
find
good.
this in a capsule and
Goddamn right.
in another galaxy and be
Yeah.
like, yo,
And they'd be like, yo, these niggas was on some shit.
it was on some shit.
It was on some shit.
but-
And they're right.
I honestly, I feel like it's a transition into harmony. You know,
I feel you.
but at the end of something, it doesn't look like that sometimes. You know, you start a painting, right? And at first it's a couple of things and you don't realize it's going to be this beautiful harmony, or maybe you do, depending, on the. So right now it seems tough,
Yeah.
because it's like a pendulum swinging, bro. Everything is math. It's just everything is math.
That's true.
Every single thing in the universe is math.
Absolutely right.
And we just don't know, like music is math, right?
Yes, it
Beats
is.
per minute, it's the melody, all these things can be accounted, There's this divine math that holds the universe together, or the universes, or, I was taught by mentors a very simple thing, right? In order for anything to happen, everything can happen. In order for anything to be possible, everything must be possible.
That's very true.
Even if we're a hologram, even if we're whatever you think existence is, right?
Yeah.
If everything was not possible, even that level of perspective of existence that you are in would not be possible.
Yeah.
There's nothing random. Like, we get taught these things that just are not mathematically true. Right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into no evolution. Like, I'm very liberal in some things, very conservative in others. But there's just a lot of proof in the universe that something knows what it's doing.
Well, I think you're talking about divine mathematics. I
Well,
think that's the perfect
definitely,
way
yeah.
to say that, because I feel like, truthfully, spirituality and science are two sides of the exact same coin.
Yes.
But
It's
humanity
divide and
had to
conquer.
divide
Yeah.
the two. You know what I mean? To cause one to fight with the other. And I think there's a mixture of both, and that's where we're gonna end up.
Well, it's because the drop wants to be the ocean
Yeah.
instead of
That's
like
a good one.
instead of
That's
being
good.
part of the ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So we get this
Yeah.
God complex,
Yeah.
but bro, there's so many signatures of the whatever this you can't even give it a name. You say the word God, people get thrown off. You say
Of course.
it because the ego, bro. The ego attacks what it doesn't understand.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, right? We're not these random blobs,
No,
right? We're like 98% symmetrical. It may be more. A lot of these numbers get changed and floored, and because
Yeah.
everybody puts their perspective, their ego into it.
But you're right, how complex our bodies are. Not even just us, animals, and how
Everything.
everything interacts with
But
the world is
Did
shocking
you know
how
that
great it is and perfect it is.
97% of living biological things in this planet have what's called the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence?
Yeah.
For
We
example,
were talking about the Fibonacci sequence with fucking.
Oh,
Someone
yeah,
Domo.
yeah, we
That's-
were.
It's
Yes,
the fucking,
yeah.
It's
Well-
the curl, and then what
Right.
looks like a spinning
spiral.
hurricane, like a hurricane.
Yes,
extending out.
yeah,
right,
yeah.
which is even how DNA
Even
is
yeah,
shaped.
the DNA. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
DNA shit, yeah.
But-
we talked about this with
We did,
Somo
yeah.
Domo.
Oh, beautiful!
but
Shout out to the bro.
Yeah.
That's my bro right
But go
there.
no, go
Yeah.
deeper. Yeah, go.
But
Finish what you're saying.
and so it's like this math is just there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And people ignore the signatures. Like,
Yeah.
our body, right? Even while we're having this conversation, bro, is doing
So much.
billions of things
So much.
to stay alive, to breathe, to
Yep.
digest the food we ate. To if we
To
had to
see,
think
to
about the
smell,
shit that our body was doing, we would die.
Yeah.
We don't have the capacity in the conscious. In the subconscious, we do.
Yeah.
But in the conscious level, we do not have the capacity
Yes. I
to
know.
maintain it. We'd be dead instantly. So
Finish.
these are things that, to me, show a signature.
Yeah.
Something drew this. Something is this. Something, And I don't know why we've reached this place in society where we can't it could be more than one thing, everyone. You can have creation and the Big Bang. They
Yeah.
can coexist. Everything could. We're so opposed to coexistence because it's divide and conquer.
Well, if
Because
people
that's
don't-
how you keep people separate.
well,
you
it's
know?
also
Mm,
too.
yeah.
It's like if we have coexistence, people buy less shit. You know, what I
Yeah.
mean? People start sharing things.
Right. And
You know
God
what I mean?
forbid that happen, you
Looking
know?
into deeper thoughts of who we are as people, rather
Right,
than
right.
gathering consumer items and all
Right,
that
right.
type of shit.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that our society works for right now.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
it
a
is
shame.
changing. You know, it's funny. You look at these, you know, a couple of boycotts like Starbucks,
Mm-hmm.
like McDonald's. This shit is affecting those companies.
Oh yeah, I
And-
mean,
and
yeah.
people, I think, are starting to realize the power in that.
Yeah.
And once that happens, and it's see the way everything works, it's all goes back to math and electronics, bro. Momentum. People throw these words around. They don't realize what they're saying are electrical terms.
Yes.
So
yeah.
momentum starts building, just like this negative air has been. We're actually at the edge of that pendulum swinging. Now it's the other way, but it takes time to build a momentum
get
to
there.
that fucking harmony, and then you come back, and those are the circle because you know this is all.
I see.
This is all part of the all feeling itself, right? So if you were this everything, and you were just always at everything, you wouldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, I think-
because you would be everything.
Yeah.
So we're like these little pieces of the everything where it feels itself. It's the manifestation of itself.
I think you're right, and it's all part of just the general experience, like you say, and also too. I mean, you know, where humanity is. I think we've went through a lot of different phases. Like
Yeah.
right now, we're in the indulgence phase. We've never had so many resources at once that we could all readily use. And sure, there's regions of the world where they can't, but there's regions in the world where they definitely can, and it's never been like that ever before. And right now we're like a kid that gets to go to an amusement park, and it's like we're eating all the fucking fatty foods and all the candy. Our parents will buy us anything we want to buy, and you know that's great and it feels good. But we're gonna start to feel sick, and eventually we'll puke,
Yes.
and then eventually we're gonna realize that that's not really that great of an idea.
Yeah. It's really not that good of an idea for us.
You know?
man, Yeah.
So it takes time. It's all about learning. You know.
Just like the words and the momentum that he's talking about, like, man, yeah, fucking powerful in words, bro. Powerful words, man. Energetic. And I was talking about that with Jada.
Yeah.
Even text messages, even what you're typing.
That's
You know,
real.
and I was telling her about how I'm saying my mantras every single morning now because I had a little spiritual healing session last week, and like now I got these mantras and I'm talking, and just by talking and just saying these things out loud, you start to get the feel for it. You start to build that momentum for yourself, and you start
It's
to
true.
feel better, even though you might not even feel it at first. You
It's
stay
the habit.
consistent with it, and then all of a sudden you start thinking and you
Yeah.
start feeling these things, and these things start coming for you because you're talking about it. You're creating that momentum for yourself, just like you're talking about.